Hey guys, third unboxing for the day. So this is still carrying on from my package from G1. As I said, I've been selling fidgets so I can buy more fidgets. I'm getting more selective with what I buy still, and I'm making sure that I'm not keeping too many that I don't use. So this was something a little bit different. So I'm not actually sure what to expect from this. So it's a bead, and it is the Dark Matter bead from Geese or G's or something. Just comes in one of these generic little boxes. It comes with a bearing tool. Obviously there must be a retention system in there and a spare bearing, which is always nice to have. It's vacuum sealed. Okay. Now that's rather nice. And that seems to be spinning for quite a long time. They had them in two designs, so one with a vertical kind of these little lines here, vertical lines going down, and these were also vertical, or they called this one twill, where they're going at an angle. I actually would have preferred the vertical ones, but I couldn't, they weren't available in this colour. They had them in titanium, I think, but I wanted this specifically in this colourway because it's either going to go on a lanyard with my Pop 2.0, which I've just unboxed, or it's going to go with my time badge on a lanyard, which I unboxed before this. So I wanted all the same kind of colour scheme. So it's stainless steel. And it can have tritium rods put in it as well, which was a kind of like another bonus to it. I've got to decide what's going to go with what, mainly because I have another one of these beads on order in the black stainless steel. And what I'm going to do is, this is going to get sold. I'm going to take the outer piece off because you can take them apart very easily. I'm going to put that on I'm going to swap the pieces out basically. So I'm going to have a black inner, so the black stainless steel with the kind of plain stainless steel on the outside to go with one of these. And then what I'm going to do, because I like this bead so much, it's awesome, I've done a video on it, the brass and then the outer black piece that I have left of the stainless steel, I'm actually going to put on a lanyard and attach to my bag, because I think, you know, I can just fidget with it on my bag. So yeah, that's the plan. But this was about $48 and I thought that's not too bad. It's cheaper than the 01 EDC time capsule spinning beads, and this is rather nice, really rather nice. It's also less bulky than the time capsule, which is really big. So how does this open? I'm assuming that it will unscrew. I've got a lot to figure out today in terms of how to open stuff. Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere. How on earth does this come apart? It must be threaded. One moment. Okay, it took a little bit of going, and it is difficult because you've got the piece in the middle that spins. Where did that go? There we go. So we got a cap there. What goes through, and then you can see we got the retention ring in there. So I'm not going to take that out, there's no point. So obviously use the tool to undo the retention ring. You'll be able to get the bearing out and swap the bearing as well. So I could get a nice unquite hands bearing in there probably. But yeah, and then that will just screw back in. That did take some doing though, that was in there quite tight. It's not the easiest. Got to get a good grip on it. There we go. I think that's as tight as I'm going to get it. There we go. So let's just measure it. So it's about, sorry, I'm not doing stuff on camera. 22 millimeters tall. It's about 22 millimeters square, I guess, because 22 millimeters, 21, 22 millimeters wide. The diameter is about 21 or 22, so all in, it's a very nice little compact bead. So I think this design is not as nice as the vertical line ones, but like I said, I couldn't get that one, so I got this one instead. Now, these edges are rounded off. You can see there's like a little chamfer there, but you can feel them. You can definitely feel the edges, especially here on the corners. You can feel that edge, but it's not really hot spotty, and you're only really doing it, you're only really touching it to spin it. I think on a lanyard that will look really rather nice, although how big is that bore? It's about 4mm bore, so I had a terrible job with this one. This one I had to remove some core strands because this is 4mm paracord. Going to be the same kind of thing with this, I think. To get two pieces through there, gonna have to remove some core strands or use like 3mm paracord or 2. But the problem with these bulky beads is if you go thinner paracord, to me it just looks really stupid because you've got thin paracord and then a massive bulky bead. Doesn't look quite right. This took me quite a long time to I guess string up, but it worked, but it was a pain in the arse. But anyway, it was worth it. I like it. Yeah, not much more I can say actually. I've seen them before and never really took an interest. There is a Geese dark matter knucklebone that has beads similar to this and a grip on the ends, and I've been so tempted before, but it looks like such a big bulky thing. I think it's going to be too heavy as a knucklebone. I would love one, but I don't think it will be worth my money in the long run, because I think it's more of a kind of like a novelty than anything else. I don't think it will be a very comfortable, fully functioning knucklebone really. Shame, but that's just my impressions of it, looking at photos. If I had one to review, I'd do it, but I'm not willing to spend the money on one. So yeah, this is a nice little bead. Cheaper than the time capsule bead, smaller, more compact, and you can put some tritium tubes in it, so maybe a nice alternative if you're looking for a spinning bead to go on the end of a fidget or on the end of a knife or whatever. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Not much more I can say about a bead. It does spin very beautifully. Yeah, okay. Any questions? Just message me down below. Okay, bye-bye.